7 movies to talk about. Let's get right into it. With the first one being the new Pet Semetary, the 2019 remake of the 1989 original movie with Fred Gwynne. This one is all about, if you have not seen my other review for it, this one is all about the Creed family. Lewis and Rachel Creed, who moved to the country so that Lewis can be less stressed with everything, because he's tired of seeing graphic stuff over there. So he starts as a doctor over in this college or high school area. They never really specified. I'm guessing that it was a college because they said university, but pretty much their cat dies. His name is Church. Church dies. Judd takes him to the Micmac burying ground, which is behind the Pet Semetary, and Lewis does not really know what's going to happen. Well, after his family moves away, or goes away, Church comes back, and there it is. But you're thinking, that's it, right? No. Ellie gets hit by a car after chasing Church, and gets hit by a big truck, big old semi-truck, and dies after his wife Rachel and his son Gage are going to visit Rachel's parents for a little bit, trying to go over the whole situation. Lewis gets the bright idea to take her to the Micmac burying ground, and you know what's going to happen from there. So, how is this movie? Is it better than the original, or is it worse? This one is actually pretty damn good. This one I liked more. This one had more creep factor to it, but not really where I wanted it to be creepy. I wanted to see Zelda be the creepiest bitch you have ever seen in your life. Even creepier than Reagan. That's not what I got. Zelda was less creepy in this one, because the makeup effects were just too good. She wasn't very creepy. She wasn't scary at all. I mean, there's one jump scare with her in it, but there's not much with her. This one, the original had more, but this one, I'm not going to talk about the original anymore, except for this part. John Lithgow plays Judd Crandall. And Judd Crandall in the original was this very low bass voice who was so comforting, but also very creepy at the same time. He knew what he was talking about. Sometimes dead is better. I can't go as low as Fred Gwynne, and I don't got the awesome voice like John Lithgow does, or like a Morgan Freeman does, but this film got better towards the end. It got better towards the end, because that's where all the creepy stuff starts happening. They rush too much into the story. They cut out some of the stuff. They don't really use most of the things in the book, which is fine. I mean, I like the book a lot more than both films, because it delves into the story more, explains more. But this one has a different ending. This is where everybody is a bit split on this movie. The ending either makes or breaks this movie for people. And if this movie makes this movie for you, if this ending makes this movie for you, then great. If not, fine. For me, it made the movie, because I wanted something different. I did not want to see the ending that we got in the original. I'm glad they went up with a couple differences. And they leave you guessing what's going to happen to Gage. Let's say that. They leave you guessing with what's going to happen to Gage. Does he get killed or not? He is put in the car, and you don't really see him for a little bit, but that's all I'm going to say about that. The acting was good. It had a creepiness factor to it, but there's just not much here, really. There wasn't much in the original to hook on to. You don't really get to feel for the characters. You don't get to feel for Ellie like you did in the original. Ellie was not the one who got killed in the original. Spoiler alert. but Gage was the one. The movie is 30 years old. If you haven't seen the original Pet Semetary yet, what are you doing? I was one of the ones who was late to the party because I heard that this one was coming out, and I'm like, well, I'm definitely going to sit down, read the book, and watch the original movie before I see this one. Because I was highly excited for this one, and this one really disappointed me, but not to the point where I hated this film. I enjoyed this film to a point. Like I said, the ending is very, the beginning half of the movie, the build up to it was not very good. It's due to them just rushing past everything, not giving you any time to feel for the characters. This film has a runtime, if you don't sit through the end credits, it's like 95 minutes, which is a fine runtime for a movie, but for a movie like this, you need to give us more. I would have been fine with a 2-hour movie, but I'm going to give the 2019 Pet Semetary remake a B-.